Sparkle Twins. Hello friends, welcome back to the Sparkle Twins. It's me, Mariam, and today our topic is about long division. Let's get started. Well, first, you have to know that this 528 is the dividend. 2 is the divisor, and 264 is the quotient. A dividend is the number that you're dividing. And divisor is a number, well, how much you want to put the dividend into. The quotient is the answer of a division problem. So this is the question we're going to answer. How do we divide using the long division method? Well, to understand that, I'm going to solve two problems. 624 divided by 2 and 624 divided by 8. Both have the same dividend, but two divisors. That will affect our answer. So let's start with 264. Well, how many 2's will fit into 6? That's the first thing we have to know. Well, 2 times 3 equals exactly 6. So we're going to put 3 at the top. And 3 times 2 equals 6. And 6 minus 6 equals a remainder of 0. Now we'll move on to the next digit of our problem. You see, when we start in the beginning, we have to ignore the other digits and start with the first digit. And then we have to ask how many of the divisor will fit into that digit. Then you put the number on top of the digit, on top of the 6. Like the 3 is on top of the 6, and then you have to add 3 times 2 again, which equals 6, and 6 minus 6 equals 0. Now you have to move on to the next digit. Stop ignoring 2. Now we bring a copy of the 2 to the bottom and ask how many 2's will fit into 2. That's easy, 1. So 1 times 2 equals 2, and 2 minus 2 leaves a remainder of 0. Moving on. We'll bring a copy of the 4, just like what we did with the 2. And then we'll ask how many 2's will fit into 4. The answer of that is exactly 2, because 2 times 2 equals 4. So we're going to put 2 on the top. And now 2 times 2 equals 4, and 4 minus 4 equals a remainder of 0. We are done. The final answer we got is 312. Let's move on to the next problem. 624 divided by 8. Uh-oh. Do you see the problem? 8 is already bigger than 6. So what do? Well, instead of doing the first digit of the dividend all by itself, let's group the first 2 digits. That's much easier. So how many 8's will fit into 62 without being bigger than 62? Well, the answer is 7. We put the 7 on top of the 2. Why? Because we skipped the first digit. If you want, you can put a 0 on top of that, because 8 will never ever fit into 6. But it's not required. So why 7? Because 7 times 8 equals 56. If it were 8 times 8, it would equal 64, which is bigger than 62. So 62 minus 56 leaves a remainder of 6. Moving on. We bring a copy of the next digit and ask how many 8's will fit into 64. Well, that's exactly 8. So now 8 times 8 equals 64, and 64 minus 64 leaves a remainder of 0. We're done. Now let's see the rules. Well, these are the rules. So these are the two problems we solved. The first problem we did it normally, but the second problem, 8 was too big to fit into 6. So instead we had to group 6 with the 2, because 2 is the next digit of the dividend. They both made 62 together. Notice that in the first problem, there were 3 steps. And in the second problem, there were only 2 steps. Well, that's because in the first problem, we didn't group, and in the second problem, we grouped. And if you want, you can group more numbers at a time. Or even try solving the entire problem. But sometimes you're forced to solve the entire problem by itself. For example, this 4 wasn't over here. Then you'll have to solve the entire problem by itself because 8 will never ever fit into 6. Fact time! This is today's fact. Well, did you notice in the video that when you add regular numbers, not in division, if you add, subtract, or multiply any numbers, you draw them like in the first picture right here. You always start from the right to the left. But in long division, it's backwards. You start from the left and make your way to the right. Have you noticed? That's the end of today's video. Make sure you liked and subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.